This is a short documentary depicting the history of film editing. Films consist merely of many pictures taken in rapid succession. The earliest picture was taken in the late 1826 by Nicéphore Niépce, which shows the view from a window at Le Grasse-Cercier. The first moving image was developed in 1878 by Edward Muybridge, who successfully filmed a galloping horse. These images were developed by lining up 12 cameras and taking an individual shot with each of them at regular intervals. Upon viewing consecutive images, the visual effect was that of fluid motion. The Lumiere brothers, Louis and Auguste, developed longer films using what they called cinematography, which combined the projector, printer, and camera. It was their father, Antony, who sparked the moving picture idea after seeing Edison's kinetoscope. The screening of their first film was held privately for friends and family in 1895. As you can see, the camera is static, and there is nothing in the way of editing. The Lumiere brothers also understood, however, the effect of different shot types, like using a mid-shot, like in this scene, which creates a more intimate atmosphere. The Lumiere brothers also created the first comedy sketch in 1895, called Watering the Gardener. This film also used similar shots, performed using one long clip and a long shot to convey what is happening between the two characters. In later films, special effects were introduced by Georges Méliès, such as the one utilised in this clip. Although the special effects are basic, they were truly revolutionary in that era. Some of the first filmmakers incorporated multiple exposures, time-lapse photography, and dissolves. Through using dissolves, Georges Méliès also became one of the first to use transitions and early editing techniques. This is the earliest science fiction film to date, and was created by Georges Méliès. It was named A Trip to the Moon in 1902. Later in the 20th century, audio came into film and was a huge milestone for the history of film editing. It was the Warner Brothers who pioneered it in 1926. It was around this time where dissolves and other simple transitions were becoming more common. However, due to the fact that working with analog is hard, dissolves were used to show off the editor's technical ability. In the meantime, colour film had been becoming more prominent, and after the Second World War in 1945, these colour films were very popular. The early 60s saw the introduction of straight cuts in film editing. The French New Wave filmmakers were the first to use it as a cheap, easy, and more effective way to edit film. Though the use of straight cuts, it was easier to create a greater diversity of films. For example, emotions are more easily noticed via close-up shots. Faster-paced edits can also be created by having quick cuts between short clips. After the New Wave film period, a straight cut had become the standard editing technique, as it could be used for virtually any genre of film. Later, in the 20th century, different methods were used to create distinctive reactions from the audience, representing a large milestone for the history of film editing. In Psycho, the use of different size images in the frame creates shock, as we can see from this clip of the shower scene. The rapid cuts between clips create great tension as the visual momentum captivates and enthralls the audience. However, today, it is a different story. Special effects are increasingly ubiquitous, with the likes of films such as Avatar, directed by James Cameron in 2009. With greater budgets and advanced equipment, modern films are pushing the boundaries of our indulgent suspension of disbelief.